Well, hello and welcome to Business Showcase for September. I know it doesn't feel like it, but happy fall, y'all. I mean, we've been waiting for that day to hit yesterday, and the weather just needs to catch up with the season. That's what I would fervently love to happen. But today I am so happy to welcome to our studio Matthew Wagner. He is the VP of HR and Risk Management for Colen Built Development. They have got so much going on. They've got a hiring event coming up. They're going to participate in our Marion County Job Fair. Lots to discuss, but of course, I have to do the thing at top and tell you a little bit about some upcoming events. I'll be as brief as possible. Tomorrow, September 24th, ID Logistics will be at CF's Weber Center in Ocala from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Also tomorrow, Hydropower Florida from 11:30 to 1:30 at our Career Source Center here in Ocala. They're having a hiring event. And of course, on Wednesday, October 1st, and Matthew, you can talk about this a little bit more later, Colen Built is holding a hiring event from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Circle Square Cultural Center. And then, as I mentioned, we have the Marion County Fall Job Fair. Time to leave unemployment behind and fall into new job opportunities.
That was a good pun.
I know. And that's going to be Thursday, October 2nd, from 2:30 to 5 at CF's Klein Center in Ocala. So, enough about that. Want to tell you a little bit about Colen Built Development. It's the oldest privately owned land developer in Florida. Founded in St. Petersburg in 1947 by the late Sidney Colen, the award-winning family-owned company has built many thousands of homes for people of all ages. In 1975, Colen brought his experience and vision to Ocala with the purchase of Circle Square Ranch, and that's going to play into some job opportunities as well. And that was a 13-acre working cattle ranch. Now, the company delivers on its promise to build quality, energy-efficient homes in well-designed, amenity-rich communities. Today, you know them as On Top of the World, an active adult retirement community, Calissa Township, a master-planned community for families of all ages, and a renowned aquatic center, Circle Square Commons and Circle Square Cultural Center, to name just a few, not to mention the wondrous Shalom Park. Matthew, thank you for joining us. Tell us about Colen Built Development.
Well, you did a great job yourself right there. Thank you for having me. I'm really excited to kind of share the message about who we are, the culture we're building, and opportunities over the next 10, 15, 20 years. That's amazing to say.
Wow.
I relocated out here from California a year ago for this amazing opportunity. I think that one thing that drew me here is, in my background from large commercial construction to tech, we're always worrying about the next month, the next quarter, the next year. Heck, if you had 2 years of outlook, you were pretty happy about that. Being able to come somewhere that is an established company, hire people not for jobs but for careers, because we literally, with what we have planned, is work ahead of us for the next 10, 20, 30 years. And there's not too many organizations that can say that, and we're proud to do that. Now, in order to do that and retain our talent, we have to look at ourselves as a company and who are we trying to be. And so we made a conscious effort this year to be a much more transparent company. I think what we learned from our employees is we have loyal, dedicated employees. I think I was talking a little bit earlier, is we have a unique opportunity because we have 5 generations working with us. We have 18-year-olds all the way up to 80-year-olds, and we had a group of 10 that started yesterday, all the way up to someone celebrating 48 years with us. So how do we blend and intertwine what we've done really well for 75 years and also new ideas, because we have to keep evolving and growing. And so that opportunity to be a more of a transparent company, we really start with the why. I think employees inherently will do what we ask them to do. But how many times have we said, I don't really know even why we're doing it this way, but okay, I'll do it. But instead, if we get their feedback and we say, hey, we're thinking about doing it this way, but you're the subject matter expert because you do it every day. And here's why we're thinking that. They're more along to be a stakeholder, embrace that, and then they're off and running. So that's really what we've tried to be as a company this year, and in the future, is be a more transparent company, supportive of our employees, making sure that they know that they're heard, seen, also engaged, and appreciated. Then we just set them off and running, right? Train, engage, and then trust. How many times do we train people and then we still micromanage them? How many times do we empower them, but hey, run it by me first? I love the opportunity of us taking this robust workforce of almost 700 people and say, you guys are the subject matter experts. We're going to empower you. We're going to train you, empower you, and then you're off and running, and we're here to support you. So that's what's been incredible for me, is being able to come into a company that, hey, we're not perfect, but we do things really, really well. That's why we've been around for 75 years, almost 50 doing what we're doing. But we also know we have blind spots, and we're not opposed to people telling us how we can do things better. And that's the workforce we're trying to bring in.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Well, speaking of which, that's a good segue. You do have a hiring event on October 1st.
Yes.
And just really too many jobs, titles that you're trying to fill to mention. But give us a couple examples. One, and I mentioned this earlier, about the working cattle ranch hand.
Yes.
I just thought that's too cool. So tell us a little bit about those opportunities.
Yeah, we still have a working cattle ranch, which is amazing. And so we can hire ranch hands all the way to a vice president of a division. So we have a very broad base of all the different business units that we have. We're really excited about the hiring event and partnering with CareerSource in putting on this event. Our food and beverage division is evolving. We kind of evaluated who we are in that food and beverage and hospitality category, and we were very fortunate to find a new managing director, and his talents and his insight has really made us reevaluate that category. So we closed one, our Candler restaurant. That one's open to the public and also to our residents. We closed it for renovations, and so then we said, well, when we get everybody back going again, do we just post? Do we wait to get resumes in? And collectively together we said, let's have a hiring event. And it's something new for us, and so we partnered with CareerSource and we said, hey, how can we make this fruitful? Guess what? We've never done that at Colen Built Development. So we start putting the feelers out to now we have 10 departments that are going to be there. All over our organization there, yes, we want a table there, we want to do this, we want to do on-site interviews and all this stuff. Even if we might not have openings, we're never going to turn away talent. We'll make sure we find a spot for someone. Or we also like to build a bench because we know what's coming into 26. So we're really excited. It's going to be a fun event. It's going to be one of a kind. And then I think once we see how productive it's going to be, I think it's something we're going to want to do annually, just because I could not believe when all the departments start saying, hey, do you have room? Do you have room? Do you have room? And so what we want to do is make it a fun event where someone doesn't come in all stressed. Oh my gosh, it's this quiet thing and all this. We want to make it fun. Who doesn't like popcorn, right? We're going to have a popcorn machine, because when everyone walks into somewhere and you smell popcorn, you're like, you might not even be hungry for popcorn, but you're like, okay, this is like a carnival. We're having fun. We want to have everybody just come in and be relaxed, because you might have on-the-spot interviews. And so we want to learn about people, and we get it. Sometimes when we're interviewing people and it's very structured and everything, you learn about 50% of them because they're nervous. They might not be answering things. They're telling us what we want to hear.
Yeah.
I think at hiring events like this, if you can sit down with someone and really just have a personal conversation, you learn more about them. Everyone's relaxed. So we're going to have tables set up where we can do on-the-spot interviews.
That's-
So we're really excited about that. Next week already. October 1st.
I
We're like,
can't.
oh, yeah, October. That's next week.
Cannot believe that. Well, you hit on something really important. So if I am interested in working for y'all,
Sure.
what can I do as a candidate coming into your hiring event that is going to not tell you necessarily what you want to hear, but what are some things that you would hope that I would do to go from a good candidate to a great employee when you meet me?
100% is just be yourself. Be authentic. We hire off of resumes, but your resume only tells part of the story. The resume just tells me where you've been in your life, your education, stops you've had. Really, we're going to dive in deep on, hey, tell us about things. And in the interview, we want you to just be open with us. Like I said, many times I think organizations hire based upon a resume. Oh, this is the best candidate, but are they the best fit? I'm looking for who's best to fit in with who's our culture, what we're trying to develop. And we're really excited, most of all, too, is because we're now building out our learning and development throughout the organization. So we're not looking for someone, yes, there is the unicorns, the diamond in the roughs that have all the experience in the world. I don't want anybody to feel like they're not bringing everything they can to the table. Because if you're the right fit and you're what we're looking for, and we hear all the things that we want to hear, we have a training program just for you.
Yeah.
You can come in and we're going to show you and teach you what our culture is. One thing that we're really excited about, we just had our first big event. If you think about, maybe the restaurants you might go to, the hotels you go to, why do we keep going back to them? It's the service, right? The different levels. So you can talk about Four Seasons, St. Regis. We went out and got the person that does all that training, because we know that there's an expectation of our residents, our prospective residents, or just the general public that we serve, that no matter where they touch, golf, food and beverage, our cultural center, our spa, that we want to give them this 5-star level of service. So we've hired a new hospitality training that we're really excited about. But one thing that I, as a leader of the organization, is how many times have employees been engaged by a talent acquisition department, sold or convinced that, hey, here's our culture, we're going to expect 5-star service from you, but then we're a 2-star employer. Doing all this investment into our employees is also going to make sure that us as an organization is a 5-star employer. We have to ask of them what we're willing to give ourselves. So we're excited about all the training programs. 2026 is going to be completely focused on learning and development. We're going to be hiring for a learning and development manager to take over the department that will be brand new, to work with all the departments, because we have unique business units. We have golf, we have food and beverage, we have maintenance, we have finance, we have marketing, we have all these different departments. So they all train different. They all have different needs, different expectations, and we want to have a learning and development manager that's going to drive that, to make sure all the new hires have a 30, 60, 90 program when they start, that they're set up for success. For people that want to continuously grow in their roles, we have that set up. So we're really excited about that.
And well, you should be, and this is a good time to pause and mention, if you go to our website, careersourceclm.com, to the Business Showcase page, you will see a list of all the job openings that Colen Built has that they're going to be trying to fill on October 1st and then again on October 2nd when they participate in the job fair. So you'll see all those. There's a link that will take you to Colen Built's website where you'll apply for the positions. But definitely check them out so you can see what's available. As Matthew said, if it's more entry level and you want to train, if you don't have all the hard skills right off the bat, they have a training program. If they like the cut of your jib, so to speak, and you're going to fit with the corporate culture, then you're worth training, because anyone can be trained if they have the right attitude and the right mindset to come into that job. There's all kinds of openings, so definitely check that out. And I would suggest even before going to the hiring event on the 1st, if you like something, go ahead and apply for
Yes.
it ahead of time,
Yes.
so that when you meet with Matthew or whomever, you can say, yes, I'm applying for, I want to be the cattle ranch hand or something, and I've applied for that already, and you'll find that. And so I think that's a good thing, a good place to start.
Sure.
But second, too, bring those copies of your resume so that you can hand them and say, okay, well, I want to point out some of my experience or whatever. It's a great calling card. It's a way to help the hiring managers kind of keep straight in their mind who they met with, and they'll take notes on that and might call you back. But as Matthew said, on the spot job interviews, folks. Who wouldn't want to work for Colen Built? Matthew, just run us through some of the more recent developments and then some of the plans going into 2026.
Sure. So as we're looking at us as a business unit or us as an organization, not only do we have all the different sectors, I kind of mentioned food and beverage, golf, our cultural center, we have our spa that is named the ranch, we have a working ranch, we have all these different business units. We also have On Top of the World that you mentioned. We're still working on the development in there. We have roughly a little less than 1,000 homes to finish up in On Top of the World, which has been a development that has been going since the 80s. We have Kalesa Township that is growing. We're into our 4th division out there, and that's continuing to grow. We have on the foundational side, which is great, is we have the INA Academy out there. We have FAST, our aquatic center. We're also building out there. So the excitement that I have is looking at what our future is. And, a lot of people think the future means more people. It does in a sense of, but we need to have the right people in the right roles. So really, in our workforce planning on an annual basis, that's what we're looking for. What departments need to grow and where? And we also look internally. And this is for any candidate that might want to come in and be part of our culture. When we're looking for opportunities to either build a new job or one is vacated by an employee, we look internal first. How many times have we all worked at organizations where you're sitting next to someone and you're like, hey, what do you do? And it's like, well, I would have liked to, I didn't know that was even a job. I didn't even look. And the bigger you get, like I said, we're a city within a city. And so we make a conscious effort to make sure that we post all of our internal postings internally for at least a week, to make sure everybody knows that this position is available or a new position was developed. Because we want to grow from within. When I was first discussing this role with Mr. Colen, one thing that we gravitated to was look from within first before we start adding from the outside. Now, once we've looked internally and we might not have that skill set or a person that's ready for that role, then we're excited about bringing external candidates in, because their journey that they've been on, the skill sets they bring in, their education, is only going to enhance us and make us better. So the opportunity within the organization for growth for the next 10 to 20 years is outstanding. So we're really looking forward to being that employer of choice within the community. That's one of my goals. I've been with the organization for a year, and I preach that over and over, and my team is doing that. Why not set our standards as being the best employer in Ocala, in Marion County, in Florida, heck, in the whole Southeast? Why not? If we don't set that high expectations, even if we were coming in a little bit lower than that, it's still up
It's a bar
there.
to reach for.
And so we're really proud that not only with 8 other components of our company, we have been nominated as the best employer in Ocala for the Community Choice Awards, which is they're going to be announced on October 15th. So we're really excited about that.
Yeah. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
You had mentioned that there was somebody who had been working there for 40 years?
48 years.
48 years.
48 years. He runs our cattle ranch.
Oh, I love
He
that.
started with Mr. Colen and the Colen family many, many years ago. He's a great individual, the most down-to-earth, beautiful representation of where we all started.
Yeah.
Now, granted, Mark gets a little frustrated with us because as we develop, then him and his team are forced to move the cattle a little bit. So as we're coming up with wild ideas, we're always keeping him in mind. Are we going to have? And we've learned a lot. I mean, when I came out here from California, I had no idea I was going to learn that cattle get very established in a certain pasture. So every time we have to move them, then there's this shock wave and all this stuff. So as we're coming up with all the wild ideas of, hey, let's grow this and let's do this, I always remember Mark's going, do I have to move my cattle? And then we have to have the repercussions there. So yes, we're honored to have him. He's rolling into almost 50 years, which is fantastic. But yeah, that's the beauty of the diversity of our organization. We're hiring all the way from ranch hands all the way to executives in the company. And that's amazing. Not too many companies can do that. And that keeps us all on our toes because, you have to have the right people in the room. You can't interview and ask the same questions to all those different individuals that might be looking for those types of roles. So that's what is also fun too.
Definitely not a one-size-fits-all with the diversity of the jobs and with the diversity of the multi-generations that are working.
Yes.
What works for one generation is not going to fly with another, so you've got all that complexity to work in. Just want to remind everyone, CareerSourceCLM.com. Go to our business showcase page. You'll get the information about the jobs and how to apply. There's going to be a link. Kaylee, do we have any questions?
We do.
All right.
Okay, so our first question. I noticed you have a couple of new job postings for fiber-related employment. What do you look for most with these candidates? Is it of value to you for them to have fiber certifications?
Well, I love that question. That's fantastic. I need to make sure that person applies, or if they have a family member that needs to apply or something. We're really excited. In 2026, we're going to be launching a license and certification program within our organization. So, yes, we would always hope everybody had all the qualifications, but that's not a hard no. If someone had it, great. If someone doesn't, and they're the right fit, we'll also make that part of it. Make sure you look at all of our job descriptions. Sometimes it says preferred, sometimes it says required. In the job description, it'll state that. But like I said, we're really excited because what we're doing is we're looking throughout all of our business units and saying, hey, what is a value for us to retain talent but also grow talent within us? And that is to have a license and certification program where we'll actually pay for that for the person to go ahead and get that training and certification, and then they're off and running within our organization.
Wow, that's
Okay, so our next question. Your excitement is contagious, Matthew. I've heard that Colen Built offers amazing benefits. Can you tell us about that?
Sure, we're very proud of our benefits. When we think about benefits, to me, a given is medical, dental, vision, and life, excuse me. Those are your basic health benefits. And a lot of people, a lot of companies like to say, hey, we offer benefits. And it's just that. What I like to also say is, what's our total rewards? What's all of our perks? So if you come to work with us, we have an entire sheet of companies that we work with where you get discounts. You get discounts within our organization. You get discounts on partners that we partner with. We also have an amazing employee assistance program where we pay for that for the individuals, and there's counseling, financial help, whatever you might need in there. So yeah, I'm all excited about our total rewards, but guess what? I just orientated with my team 10 new employees, and we always make sure everybody knows that we're not the 100% subject matter experts. So if you come from a company that did something that we're not doing, or you're excited about, or it's a perk, or anything, please let us know, because we can always evolve ours. Now, I'm not saying we can do every one of them, but I like crazy ideas, but we'll take it into consideration. So we always survey our employees to, what do you need? Hey, something that bubbled up was pet insurance. A lot of people don't have children, they have fur babies. So, hey, what can you do? What's an option for pet insurance? We weren't sitting around coming up with that, because what we can do is implement some things and like go, hey, Matt, that's great, but we don't even need that. We really want everyone to tell us what they really need.
And I'm assuming you got pretty good PLT, vacation time, holidays,
Yes.
all the bells and whistles that
Yes,
you
we
would
do.
definitely want,
Yes, we
definitely.
do.
Well, in addition to the October 1st hiring event, which again is from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Circle Square Cultural Center. And if you haven't been out there, it's a wonderful venue. And just a little aside, we had our Heart of HR conference there in April, and I can't tell you how impressed we were with the staff and how we were treated, everything from start to finish, top notch. Really, really appreciated that. And we have had our youth career expos out there for year after year after year, and that's something to behold, all these hundreds and hundreds of middle schoolers being bussed in and the different ways that it works out. So it's a wonderful venue, and of course there's the entertainment too, so which is pretty cool. So you will enjoy going out there for that hiring event. Then the very next day is the annual Marion County Job Fair, again 2:30 to 5 at CF's Klein Center. And Colen Built will be among the almost 30 employers hiring, but also AutoZone Distribution Center, Cone Distributing, E1, FedEx, Florida Department of Corrections. There's a lot of Florida departments, actually. HCA Healthcare, Marion County Public Schools, R&L Global Logistics, Ring Power Cat, World Equestrian Center. Just a whole bunch of wonderful employers that will be joining us, including Colen Built. So they'll be there as well. You'll get another chance to make a good impression. Any other questions?
One more, not so much a question, but she wanted to let us know. I know several employees of Colen Built, and they speak so highly of your organization.
Oh,
there you go.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's just everybody enjoying where they work. I am a strong believer that if I don't have employee referrals, there's something wrong. Because I want everybody to be shouting from the mountaintops, you have to come and work here. I had a mentor that was a great individual, a CEO, and it's kind of tongue-in-cheek, so bear with me here. When we were building the organization and growing the organization, he said, Matt, here's the kind of organization I want you to build me. And I said, explain that to me a little bit. And he says, it was a Monday through Friday operation. And he said, Matt, he goes, I want individuals to love what they do, love who they work with, and love the organization so much that on Friday afternoon we had to say, you can't come here tomorrow. You have to spend time with your family. So he said, Matt, build me an organization where the weekends get in the way, where you can't come here anymore. And I've always had that in my head of, if I don't have employee referrals, if people are not shouting from the mountaintops that you have to come and work for Colen Built Development and its family of companies, then we really need to look inside and say what's inherently wrong. Because the best way is for people to say, hey, I have an aunt that works here, or I have a friend that works here. And so going into the hiring event that we have coming up, I don't want anybody that might be listening, that has friends and family, you might be saying, hey, you have to go work for this company. Even if you don't see a job posting, even if you don't see one posted on a different website, even if we're not looking for that certain role and you're looking for employment or you're looking for a change, please come to the event, drop off a resume, come and talk to us, because like I said, we're always looking for talent and we're growing talent. So even if we don't have an opportunity right then, we'd love to have the resume to have it handy. Or if not, if we find the right people, we'll find positions for someone or create positions. So I just wanted to put that out there too.
You can't do better than that. So lots of things coming up, definitely with Colen Built. October 1st, their hiring event. October 2nd, they'll be part of the Marion County Job Fair, as will lots of other wonderful local employers. Check out our website, careersourceclm.com, the calendar of events. You'll get all the details. Matthew, anything else for the good of the order?
No, I'm just looking forward to this hiring event, and the day after, and I appreciate the partnership with Career Source, and I think it's going to be fantastic. It's going to be the first of many, I believe. Like I said, we have so many different divisions. Even if you're just curious, even if you're not going to drop off a resume, come and see all the different departments that we have here. Look at us. Look deep into us. Have conversations with us if it's piquing your curiosity, because like I said, it's what I'm excited about is we're looking for the future leaders of this organization for the next 10 to 20 years to take it. That's what the Colen family deserves. But also we're just looking for individuals to embrace the culture that we have and grow with us, because like I said, the number one thing is we're not looking to hire for jobs. We're looking to hire for careers.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for
Thank you
joining
for
us
having me.
today, and
Appreciate
thank
it.
you for joining us, and we will see you in October with our next business showcase. Until then, I'm Laura Burns with Career Source Citrus Levy Marion, and enjoy the rest of your early fall. All right, take care.
Thank you.